Championships last year, set the stage. That's the vault she's performing.
Gosh, she does it better, though.
Absolutely. I have never seen such great consistency like from her.
Rebecca Bross, 14.35. Now the podium's in jeopardy.
What she does so well is she makes perfect contact with the table, and she rebounds off of it.
Instinctive. She just knows each time out where that floor is.
Oh, golly, that was fantastic. Coach Arthur Akopian, one of the greatest vaulters of all time, a world champion himself for the Soviet Union. He's got to say, I used to be able to do that.
But it's the form, the execution. Look how straight she is. Look how clean this vault is. And the most important thing, we always talk about the landing. That's a huge vault.
Yeah, there is nobody in the world right now that does that vault. Just watch her legs. See them pace together. It gets a little bit messy when everybody else is doing this, but not this one. And look at that. Right on that line is exactly where she wants to be.
To the uneven bars, and this we know, the Kwakwado Gymnastics DNA is powerful stuff. As Bridget follows in her sister Mackenzie's career. Mackenzie was with the U.S. World Championship team last year that won silver. She goes to Florida. Bridget wants to be on the World Championship team, and guess what?
She wants to go to Florida.
Also.
Well, she has a huge bar set, one of the top start values in this competition. 3 big release skills we're looking for.
Very nice. She's great, but she battles. And oh, wow.
Oh,
she doesn't have her hand. Her grip was caught on the bar.
This bar routine is so fantastic, but she cannot put it together.
This is a bit of a disaster here. Very close on that release. What happened was the bottom of her grip, not even on her hand, but on her wrist, was caught on the bar.
Such a shame, isn't it?
Had to take an extra swing, and then after that, she does a couple extra things that were not in the plan.
7th coming in. That's not going to help that, but they are not going to throw a lot of 16s around tonight. Michaela Maroney, 16.
Well deserved.
That is gigantic.
The way the draw has been set up, we still haven't seen Alicia Sacramone. We haven't seen Shawn Johnson. We haven't seen Chelsea Memmel. That all changes next when we come back live to St. Paul, Minnesota and the Visa Championships. The 2011 Visa Championships are brought to you by ADT Security Services, always there. By AT&T, Rethink Possible. And by Visa, proud sponsor of Team USA. More people go with Visa. Back live in St. Paul, Minnesota at the Xcel Energy Center. We're about to see Alicia Sacramone, then Chelsea Memmel, then Shawn Johnson. And Alicia Sacramone's got 2 vaults up her sleeve today, so to speak.
The reason that Alicia is doing 2 vaults is because at a major championships like a world or an Olympic Games, you have to show both of those vaults. As you see the Olympic rings, to win an Olympic medal on vaulting, you have to do 2 vaults, and they have to be from different families. That means they have to be different. One of them, she's going to do what's called a round off onto the board. That'll be the second one. And the first one, she'll jump over facing forwards.
And she is all about power.
That's a great vault. It's a great vault, and you know what? That looked closer to me to a stick. It just really looked like she was going to get that one and then had to take that step back.
She is not going to compete on the uneven bars. Where then does she fit in the USA plans going forward?
Oh, she fits in extremely well because she just won the Worlds on vaulting, so she's a huge asset there. She's also a veteran of the sport. Yeah, she had some struggles at the Olympic Games, but a year before, in 2007, she was actually the person that rallied the troops going into the last event the Chinese had done floor exercise, and she got the group together and said, we can do this. And they ended up on top.
And since the Classic, Alicia has added floor exercise. She says, I'm just going to better my chances having 3 events. Marta knows she can rely on me. Anytime I get the call, I'm ready to go.
First vault, 15.8. That's very, very good. She's got a very cool personality. If you're having a party, she probably gets invited.
Got to put her vault number up there.
She had to do it.
A very, very good score.
And 9.5 for the execution. That's key. If she can stick it, that'll go up.
So this one is that half turn onto the board, Yurchenko style. Oh! That was a little bit low for her. Typically does that vault with a surplus of power. A little bit under-rotated on that. Coach Mihai Brestjan goes over some of the finer details, but just doesn't get as big of a block or a jump off of her arms right there. And I really think she was trying to stick these vaults. She's usually over on both of them and trying to come in with a better body position and not take that step. That's really the only thing that Alicia needs to get a little bit more consistent on.
And of course, she'll incur some deductions, stepping over the line, her chest being low to the ground, but she has the vaults.
And you know, the important thing is the vault that will get her on the team is different than the vault that'll win her a medal. The vault that gets her on the team is the first vault. They're not even going to look at that one to get her on the team.
So that's our look at Alicia Sacramone. In a few minutes, we will see Shawn Johnson. She's coming back from a knee that included ACL reconstruction. And those are dirty words for any athlete. Sacramone's second vault was a 14.4. And just like Alicia Sacramone, Chelsea Memmel's been on the scene for more than a decade. Still coached by her dad. Remember when she did that last event in Beijing? We all said that's it. That's what she said.
Well, that's what she said too. You know,
been away from competition for 3 years. 3 years. She put on a clinic the other day. She has mental toughness like no other. It's just absolutely incredible because you cannot teach someone to compete the way that Chelsea Memmel competes.
All you need to know is she gave what she could in those Olympic Games on a broken foot.
Yeah. Yeah, we're going to say it all day long. She is about as tough as you can get, and she's not just doing 2 routines. She is doing the all-around. She came into this competition in 3rd place in the all-around.
And she's not even at her best yet. She still has plenty to give, plenty to add. She's taking it very slowly. She is not rushing the process. She said, it's only 2011. I have all next year. I have to be smart about it.
She said some bad Olympic luck with those injuries.
Yeah, about as bad as it can get. She was a world champion when she was 15 years old on the uneven bars in 2003. Had a leg injury, took her out of 2004, and then does make the Olympic team in 2008. And as we said, a couple days before the event starts, she breaks a bone in her foot again.
She won this event on night 1, scored a 15.25. When I say won, she was the top scorer. A lot of intricate skills in this exercise.
And the first big one comes here, and it's a combination. She'll do a front flip with a half and then keep going.
Big time. Takes her time.
Yeah, she's calm. She's calm, and she doesn't ever panic.
Thoughtful, exact.
Big one right here. Arabian front.
Wow. This is a skill coming up that she's known for. Very risky. An illusion turn. A little bit of a check. Connections are all there. one last piece of gymnastics, her dismount. Oh. Consistency, wow. She's a tough, tough athlete.
Dad and Coach Andy Memel, about as nice a guy as you'll ever meet. But I'll tell you, he himself marvels at Chelsea and her ability to focus and concentrate and not block everything else out.
Shawn Johnson on the vault.
This was one of the areas where Shawn commented after the first day of competition. She was absolutely thrilled that she performed this vault and stood it up, did it as well as she did.
See that left knee taped. Really, where Shawn has the biggest trouble is on her run. Sometimes she doesn't look like she is able to generate enough speed. But this is better than night one.
She is just getting better and better with every workout competition.
Actually twisted a little bit early off the table night one. This was a little bit better. She was able to block her body up in the air. Ends up taking a pretty large step, but I like that one a lot better.
Ultimately, we all have to answer the question, how old is too old? For most, it's 65. Maybe if you're a baseball player, 35. Here, 21, 22, 19. It's an unnaturally young age to have to answer that question, but that's what's happening.
Now this vault is valued out of 5.8, considerably lower than what we'll see from Jordyn Wieber. A little bit offside.
She travels to the side. That'll be only a 1/10 of a point. If she landed on the other side of that white line, it would have been a more severe deduction.
Definitely a spring to the step of Shawn Johnson. We've concluded the first rotation. We'll check the standings after this, live in St. Paul.